Hey friend, how are you? Today, I want to talk to you about unlocking your potential. Not all the usual things that you hear about hustle harder, look at it differently, be better, educate. It's actually relatively simple. And it's how you stop lying to yourself. Now, stopping lying to yourself is actually relatively simple. So by the end of this, you're going to know exactly what to do. And it's pretty easy. You just have to be honest. And what does honesty even mean? Have you ever thought about what does honesty mean? Honesty, truth. Why does the truth hurt? Do you lie to yourself or are you truthful to yourself? Be honest. See? Be honest. Why do we actually say be honest? Because as a general condition of human beings, we lie to ourselves to protect our feelings, to protect the person's feelings that we're talking about. We lie consistently throughout the day in order to make this experience of life more palatable, more pleasant. It's a natural experience. I do it, you do it, your parents do it, your friends do it, your acquaintances do it, your neighbours do it. It's how we all kind of mesh and get along. But the fact that we have become so accustomed to lying to ourselves and not really being us fully for others or ourselves, it's why we get stuck in anxiety, depression, or thinking that something's a bit amiss and just you're consistently hitting the same problem. So unlocking your potential is about not hitting that problem anymore. It's literally what switches for you to unlock all your potential that you already have. You already have it. You don't need to find it. You've already got it. So here's what you do. Remind yourself of the times in your life when you had an extremely painful realization. Maybe about a friend, maybe about a partner, an ex-partner, a family member. Maybe you had an uncomfortable realization about yourself. I still remember really clearly my uncomfortable realizations about myself. When I figured out that me, in order to avoid my feelings and emotions, I just keep powering through, and I think I'm doing the right thing. In fact, when I moved into this house, there was a big glass door, and each of the glass doors weighs 60 kilos. And I was in such a rush and so excited, and I was like, do more. You're going to set up this house super quick, and it's going to be great. You're going to move in and you're going to continue working. And I kept that rush going, and eventually that glass door shattered all over the top of me, all over my head, and literally left me bleeding from my scalp, bleeding from my entire body as I stood there shaking. I still have a scar right here to prove it. To remind me that more, better, faster is not actually more, better, faster. That was one of my uncomfortable truths that I realized about myself. And in that split decision, I realized, even though the truth hurt, that I couldn't continue living this way. I couldn't continue going harder, faster, stronger. Even though I couldn't do that, it meant that I have to live a different way. I have to slow down. I have to be more intentional. But more importantly, when I have a feeling or something's coming up for me, I don't block it away, but I face it. That was one of my uncomfortable truths. In order to have that experience, though, I was not good enough to stop lying to myself. I would have continued lying to myself and continued on. A shift of reality had to happen for me in the form of a deep pain. And I realized in that moment that, hey, that could have killed me. And if that could have killed me, I wouldn't have been alive. So I had to make a change. Now, thankfully, a lot of the truths that I've realized didn't have to hurt like that. I didn't have to get diabetes before I realized I need to stop gaining weight and lose weight. I didn't have to have a family member die to realize that I needed to look after or to care more about where I came from. And I hope you don't have to either. We as human beings lie to ourselves all the time. We do that to protect our feelings and avoid painful truths. Painful truths like cigarettes cause cancer. And we are slowly killing ourselves with every cigarette that we take or every vape that we smoke. Bacon causes cancer, and with every piece of processed meat, we are increasing the risk of us having health conditions or dying early. Those truths we don't want to accept, but in accepting those truths, even though there's a momentary painful point, we then make changes and become a better version of ourselves, literally unlocking your potential instantly. Because truth is truth. So when you face the truth and accept it fully, you cannot continue behaving the same way that you were before you knew the truth. And in essence, a new version of you is born in that instant. I want to leave you with a quote that sums this up quite perfectly. The old woman or the man I shall become will be quite different from the woman or man I am now. Another I is beginning. Another I begins, another you begins every time you face a truth. And even though the truth will hurt in the moment, you will unlock a new version of you, a new version of I. And all your dreams can become a reality. The more you face the truth, the more you grow as a person. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow, friend.